make another video on another topic about clothing and books. Um, let's make this brief. As I've so basically let's try to get some topics. So let's look at this concept of academia. Type of person am I, right? I'm not sure because there's many different systems in place. However, when I think of academia, um, you got the system of master degrees, PhDs. Um, most professors are very stressed out when it comes to such certain requirements, and that the teaching part is actually more of a leisure to them because it doesn't happen often. Not every quarter is a professor or PhD student. You there's terms for it. Um, not every opportunity will get to teach. So um, I've been through academia. I'm gonna tell you that I do not think my enemies like academia. Um, However, I mean, let's say you have like a billion topics, right? And out of those billion, say about 1,000 of them are reasonable children's books, right? So topics that you just don't understand. Um, or would have a very difficult time understanding. In like you're like in a very few percentile, or if 99% of the population can understand it, you're just in that 1% that can. So that would be what you pick those 1,000 books. Now, obviously, most people don't have, they're not born rich enough to be able to purchase 1,000 books. So you can only pick like 30, right? And that would be a reasonable, you know. So you would have to leave out 970, right? If you purchase all 30 books, you leave out the 970. So in that case, you have a variety of bookstores and general maintenance stores, I call them, general department stores, I call them, such as Walmart. Um, and then there's online stores. So with those resources, you could pick those 30 books, right? So I just want to get an idea that when it comes to academia, really try to understand um, who your enemies are. Now, a lot of people are like, enemies? That seems so negative, right? And I'm like, this, it is negative. So perhaps try to think of this. Um, like, I think this can be a little difficult to understand when it comes to academia. Like, I personally kind of like academia because there's like structure to it, right? Um, so, um, the thing is, academia is not the same as school. They're two different words for a reason. Um, for the most part, let's see here. I'm not going to discuss the enemies part later because I would have to read a bunch of critical theory books. It's just that's rough. Anyway, um, I think a much better topic is the idea of being a joiner. So that's why I term joiner. So what is a joiner? Joiner is someone that would allow, not necessarily to add someone as a friend, to give them the opportunity. They may still be selected. What does that mean? Give them an opportunity. And what would be the contrasting thing? Now, contrasting it to someone who could be friends with anybody. However, the pre-opportunities they vary. What's the difference? Because it seems like they're both similar. Someone who's a serial joiner will give them the opportunity to show themselves. But what which? What would be the right example? That these are not questions that make much sense. Basically, um, what is a serial joiner? Is um, basically like a serial joiner is just like it's like if you're a new student, school, you just moved to this new school, right? Um, um, the student joiner might not necessarily have the greeting, where it's like they may actually be nervous and not say anything. Um, so this video is not to identify such folks. It's just I'll let this say it. It's basically it may appear very normal in most circumstances. But let's say, however, these folks are fairly easy to say. Let's go back to the example. This person moved to a different school. The first person that they meet that becomes a friend and whatnot, and then they, would be the intro. Would be let's just say that it would take less words of conversation before they would invite them to each other's house, right? In that case, it would be even more obvious that, based on what the house looks like, whatnot, um, or apartment or whatever, it would be very relatively obvious they're a serial joiner. Um, you would be able to tell just by the interactions. However, let's say you have this book on higher academia, um, whatever it is, academia, book on higher, or book on the book with the title school. All right, the point is, they have this book, and it's basically it's like this joiner is like he will be friends with you if you're not. Let's see, just try to understand. They'll be friends with you. You're not. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Um, let's say, um, let's just say by the end of the school year, you might not be friends with this joiner, but you might be friends with the other type of person that I described, um, who is who probably has the most friends in their Facebook friends list or whatever websites use. Um, not necessarily Facebook. But they would have a lot of friends. You know, they'd be the person with, you know, the most friends, uh, the highest number that next to the word friend. Right? Well, the serial joiner might have much smaller number, right? However, it might take an entire semester, quarter, 2 quarters before you would be friends with this other person, and of course, uh, you would visit their house, whatever. Might take a little longer. So, all right. 7 minutes. You're stop. Cause like, come on, I mean, you spend about a few years and you purchase those 30 books. It's not a big deal. You read some of them. So,